Hello from Portugal. If I look distracted, it's because I am. There's a very cute cat that decided to follow me into my camper van that I'm staying in right now. and, and this is a very adorable cat that wants a lot of pets. So that's what's happening down below. So I'm in Portugal right now. I left London on Friday and I flew into Porto. I spent the weekend in Porto and that was super fun. I had one really beautiful day. Saturday was just absolutely gorgeous from sun up to sundown. I had a really great time. I saw the sunrise from a really beautiful location. Then I went out and got some breakfast after walking through this street of like vintage markets, or the street of like vintage glass and windows, largely, and other arts. And then I went and got some pastries for breakfast, and as I was walking around with my pastries, I'm really glad that I had the foresight to hold the pastries in a bag and just take little chunks, because at one point a seagull just came and and took the chunk that was right in my hand and even like kind of cut my thumb a little bit. I was so surprised and so glad that I did not have all of my pastries in my hands in the open for the seagulls to get. I went to a sardine store. They had cans and cans and cans of sardines, as well as like some other seafood like cod and octopus and sea snails, and they even had some plant-based options. There were oatmeal balls and like chickpeas. I wanted to go inside because I could see that the decorations of the store, it was just like really beautiful and very carnival-esque. So I was just really curious, and there were just all of these tins and tins and tins with like dates on them, and I was really confused. And I guess they have dates on the tins so that you can buy the tin that has your birth date, your birth year on it, and then it has like some facts about that year. I considered getting one, but the tins are quite expensive. So I mean, the cheapest, they started at €9, and I did do a tasting and I tried some sea snails. Those were €15 for one tin. So I thought maybe I'll pass on this, but I did try them. They did taste good. And then I wandered through the city a little bit more. I overheard from a tour group that Porto was the undefeated city. I'm not sure how it got that name, but I thought that was really interesting. And I continued on and walked to this beautiful, beautiful park that had multiple sort of like layers. The whole city is basically built into the side of a mountain, so there's lots and lots of layers. And this park had lots of layers to it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. There were beautiful old stone features. I saw roses in bloom. It was just really breathtaking. And to add to that, it was also just stunningly beautiful. Like, there were a couple patches of rain, but overall it was really sunny and warm. Like, warm enough that I was just wearing a muscle shirt at one point at like the heat of the day, and completely like comfortable with that. When I was in the park, first of all, I was overwhelmed with how beautiful the park was, and I did a little bit of stretching, and when I stretched down, I saw that there were some four-leaf clovers at my feet. And I hadn't seen those in a while, so it was a really nice kind of like gift from the universe to see some four-leaf clovers. So after that, as I was wandering around, the rain started to come back, and it just within a few seconds it went from like a few drops here and there to suddenly like pouring. So I like had grabbed all my things and like bolted and was like looking for wherever I could go to be dry. And I found this little like cubby. It was this like stone chair. It looked like a throne. It was like this stone throne that kind of had like stalactite-esque sort of features, and it was the perfect size and shape for me to like if I just sat in it normally, my legs were gonna get wet. But I sat kind of like curled up in it, and so it was like if I was curled up and like cozy in the little like egg-shaped throne, which was perfect for, I also had my notebook, so I started like writing while the rain was coming down and I was in this little cubby. So it was really cozy and fun and cute and just like surprising, because I had no idea that that was there. I had just turned a corner and seen it just at the right moment. So it was a very cool experience. And then after the rain, I got out of the park, wandered through some of the streets of Porto, and then ended up walking along the boardwalk along the river, which was really beautiful. I stopped and had some lemonade at one point, and then I got all the way out to the west coast and saw where there was like the ocean barriers were there with like, I think there's lighthouses at the end. And the winds were really strong, so like the waves that were crashing up against it were massive. So that was really cool to see. But then the part of the beach that didn't have the huge waves, the waves were coming in, but not to the same degree, because it was more of a sheltered beach. So I went there, was barefoot, I felt like my feet were getting massaged from all the sand and the stones, and put my feet in the water, just laid in the sun. It was so nice. And then I got some snacks from the grocery store near there, and then wandered back towards the city, and I caught the streetcar that was brought there from Philadelphia, as one of my friends told me. I took the little streetcar, which was really great because my feet were so much in pain at that point. I had walked so much in like shoes that I really shouldn't be walking very far in. That gave me a nice break from walking. And then I went out to the waterfront, but in the sort of more like central downtown area. And it was a beautiful sunny day on a Saturday, right? So there's tons of like street performers, musicians. At some point, people were there was a group doing the Macarena, which was weird, but fun, And then I ended up hanging out with one of the merchants who was selling a bunch of jewelry, and we got on really well. So he just gave me some jewelry, and it was really nice. I ended up hanging out with him the next day as well. He was in like a squat. He's from Argentina, just like squats in different places. So I got to go hang out with him for a little bit, which was really interesting. He had some juggling stuff, so we were just juggling, doing some circus things. And Sunday was incredibly rainy and windy, but there were patches where the rain was less intense. It kind of came and went. So during those patches where it was less intense, I had some really beautiful, beautiful views. But yeah, it was just really gorgeous. I had a wonderful time. I ate great food. And also, I realized that my digestion improved being in Portugal. I'm not sure what element to really attribute to this, but I could drink the coffee and it didn't make me sick. So that's an improvement over London, where the coffee does make me feel sick. And that might be the water. I'm not sure. And then Monday I did my traveling to here, to my workaway stay in Sande, Portugal. And this is absolutely stunning. There's a huge property that's in a valley. Well, it's sort of like the side of a hill into the valley. There's a nice natural creek running through it. A lot of people camp here during the summer, and a few people are camping here now. There are orange trees, lemon trees, like there's all these citrus fruits that are fresh, organic, falling off the tree. So I'm having like organic fruit every day. And by every day, this is the first full day. Like I arrived last night, had an orange, was like, whoa, organic orange, this is amazing. Woke up this morning, had another organic orange, had a tangerine later on, and I'm just so happy to be enjoying this land. I haven't started the work element to it yet. That'll start tomorrow, but I feel good about it. The people here are really friendly, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I was supposed to stay in a tent, but they took pity on me and put me in this camper van. The living space is in the back, and it's gorgeous and really comfortable. It's nice to sort of stretch out. It reminds me of being in Costa Rica when I was in a camper van there for a week. I'll be in this camper van for a couple weeks. Today it's been sort of on and off raining. It's been alternating between heavy rain or light rain, various amounts of rain, and beautiful sunshine. But the weather forecast says that around now it will stop being rainy and start just being sun and cloud. So I am hoping that that is true, and I plan on going for a walk and enjoying the neighborhood. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're managing your way through winter. Even though it's much warmer here than it is in London. I don't know if I would say much warmer. Today's the average here at this time of year seems to be like a warm day in London this time of year. The average high is about 13 degrees right now, and it goes down to about 3 or 4 degrees at night, but I have lots of warm blankets and sweaters, so it is cold, but it's not that bad. And there's a nice warm fire in the main house that is like shared living space, so that's nice and cozy. And there's a guitar there, so probably at some point I will be playing some music, and I hope they like it. So I'm gonna cuddle with this cat for a little while longer, and then I'm gonna go out for a walk, and I will check in with you in a week. Bye.